What's going on, everybody? How's doing today? Well, the oil wars continues. The industry tells us one thing, mechanics are telling us something different, and the hits just keep on rolling. So GM is under fire because they botched a build job. The bearings are screwed up. The bearings are so messed up that they're getting chewed up into little bitty pieces and shooting all up through the engine. Now they're doing tests on certain vehicles that they've recalled, and the engines that haven't started all that crazy shredding of the bearings, those engines, they recommend that you switch from a 020 to a 040. It just says skip 030 altogether. Get a 040 just to be safe. Okay. And then the question was, well, why is it that the ones that haven't broke down yet get a thicker oil and they still recommending the thin oil for the new engines that they're going to replace? Well, you can find a lot of information online about that. But my theory on that is they already found out where the problem lies. Regardless of who messed up, who dropped the ball, the manufacturing of these bearings was not up to spec. So, instead of tearing down the engine or having to spend extra money, because this is definitely going to make them spend some money. They ain't getting out of this one easy. They're going to need to do something. So, quick fix, band-aid fix, if it hasn't started degrading and breaking down, use a thicker oil. That should prevent it, at least for the next 10, 20,000 miles, from going bad. And that got me to thinking, when you constantly driving your vehicle, every time you start it up, if you don't have enough oil circulation, if you don't have a residual oil coating the bearings when you start it up, you're going to get a little friction. That's every time you start it. Which means until that oil circulates, your bearings are going to wear a little bit. Maybe not a lot. Good quality oil, you should have very little problems. But over time, you're going to get some wear. So with this ticking and tapping that I'm experiencing from this GM engine, I'm thinking I need to find out, do I need to get a thicker oil or do I need a better base oil? And when I say base oil, I'm saying that in regards to, you can have a regular 530 oil, and then you got your PAOs, which is a higher quality oil. So, should I get a higher quality oil or just move up to a thicker oil? Which one is going to solve my problems? And that's the journey that I'm on now. Excuse me, a little thirsty. So, when we last left off, Castrol. The Castrol that I used in the Malibu is not the Castrol that I used in the Buick. It's not the same formula. And so it worked for a while. It was nice and quiet, didn't have no problems. Not even when I started up. It still did that weird thing where it idles up real high, and then about 10-12 seconds later it slowly idles back down. And somebody online was saying that that's because it's trying to circulate the oil through the system. And I'm like, but why? Why isn't there enough oil to coat the internals until that oil get to pumping through? Not to mention, I've looked at the filter. That filter has a itty bitty bypass opening. Your filter is not filtering all your oil all the time. And from what I understand, the faster you go, that oil has to pump faster. And if it has to stop, slow down, go through the filter, filtrate, go back down into the rest of the engine, that's not always an option. Sometimes it's better to just bypass the filter, go through the other side, and just go straight to the engine. Yeah, you might get some dirt and debris in there, but it's better than having your engine locking up because you ain't got enough oil for the speed that you're going at. GM has disheartened me. This may be the last or second to last GM that I get. Now, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I would rather get an older GM and just work on myself, because one, you give me a newer vehicle that's got issues, and then on top of that, all the tools aren't available to the public to fix certain problems. So you have to take it to the shop, and they're gonna charge you, even though GM screwed up, because that last engine with the bearing problems, that wasn't the first time they screwed up. They got another engine where they they messed up the damn lifters, collapsible lifters that don't reactivate. That's a whole nother scenario. So I understand they trying to be on the EPA's good side, but common sense goes a long way. I'm just saying, a little common sense. Not to mention, mechanics keep telling these people, this is not right. This part shouldn't be like this. Why did y'all locate this part over here? It would have been more effective over there. Well, I got this vehicle in and it's got this problem and this problem. What y'all want me to do? Oh, just fix that side. Just fix that bank. Fix bank 1 and don't worry about bank 2. Only later on, bank 2 goes down and well, it's out of warranty. Okay, so now you got all these thousands of people with engines doing the same thing. No, you ain't gonna get away with just fixing bank 1. Not this time. It's not an isolated incident. It's a more so. They just don't want to take responsibility for what they did, and they keep pushing these engines out and pushing these engines out. Oh, just use 530. Just use this. Just use 020. Now they got to make some more engines, and they still recommending 020. But with the older engines that were messed up, that's on the recall, if they're not showing signs that it's going to break down anytime soon, they're telling everybody else use 040. It's a thicker oil. It'll coat better. And if you got some scratches, it will fill in those scratches so you have a smoother transaction. I don't know what to tell you. But personally, I'm on my own journey to find out what works, what really works for my vehicle, especially when you buy used vehicles. I got a 2018 Buick. Bought it used, 49,000 miles. Within the few months of having it, after a few months of having it, the temperature started dropping and it started making noise. Changed the oil, it got better for a while, and then it started making noise again. Changed the oil again, it got better for a while, and it started making noise again. But when I'm reading the details on these bottles of oils that I've been purchasing, they don't specifically say that they're good enough to deal with turbocharged engines. The manufacturer's saying you're good. Use 530. It's great. But according to what I'm feeling, what I'm hearing when I'm out on the road, when I first started up, nah, bruh. 530 ain't getting it. Not regular 530. I can't do regular 530. No. So, I did the Syntec, regular 530, about 2 weeks. At the most, 2 weeks. It was wonderful. It was great. The tapping, the pinging, all that, very low. Very low. You can hardly hear it unless you just sit there and let it idle. After 2 weeks, it went right back to where I started. So, now, I'm on the Mobil. Yeah, a lot of people said Mobil ain't crap. Mobil is lousy. But then, I started looking into Mobil. I'm like, wait a minute. They was one of the key manufacturers of PAO oils. How did they fall off? How could you be the best for years and then fall off to a point where don't nobody want to mess with you like that? I gotta know. There is historically within the automotive community, especially when it comes to motor oils, there is a legal case where Mobil went after Castrol in court because they were calling their oil synthetic and it was not a PAO oil. Wasn't PAO. But they was trying to pass it off as a PAO. Well, Mobil lost that case. From what I understand, the Castrol synthetic oil was not made in the traditional sense of what a PAO is, but the characteristics, how the oil operated, was the same as a PAO. That's just like with the modern day Pennzoil, made from natural gas. From what I understand, PAOs are made from a gas, but it's not natural gas. So Pennzoil figured out a way to use natural gas to make a PAO-like oil without actually making a PAO. And it works. But it all started with Mobil. And I don't understand how do you fall off like that? With people just Mobile not good. We did an oil test and it's got low this and low that and so anyway, I'm starting out with the Mobil Advanced regular 530 synthetic, and then I'm going to try other Mobil one. I think I want to try that the truck and SUV. The truck and SUV is also rated at as a advanced full synthetic. So I'm thinking if they're the same, if they're using the same base oil, then what's the difference? The additives? It's got to be the additive package, because even on the bottles it's branded the same, except for one has truck and SUV on it and the other one don't. Let's see. So yeah, truck and SUV, 10,000. The big bottle, regular bottle has 10,000 on it. And so does this, advanced full synthetic. Protects for 10,000 miles. Guaranteed. But some people will tell you, don't you run that oil for 10,000 miles. As a matter of fact, don't run it at all. So I don't know, man. Something must have happened. They took a detour. They switched up something. And people ain't liking it. People ain't liking the change. So far, I don't have any major complaints. It still idles up high in the morning. Well, I won't say in the morning, but after the vehicle's sat for a while and I crank it up, it still idles up high and then slowly goes back down to regular idle. It's a lot quieter in traffic when I'm idling at a stoplight. Sometimes I hear the noise, a little vibration. Sometimes I don't. It's like the faster I'm going, if I'm going over, on average, if I'm going over 35, the car sounds and feels smooth. When I accelerate to 40, 45, there's no hesitation. It's just nice, smooth transition. Under 35, that's when I have problems. Like I said, it's not like it's all the time, every day. But I just recently changed the oil, so I'm gonna give it some more time. I probably change it at 3,000 miles or 5,000. I'm gonna try to get close to the winter as I can before I change it again, because I don't like working in the garage in the winter unless I absolutely have to. No. So, that being said, thanks for lending me your ear. I'm gonna clean up my mess, and I'll see you guys out on the road.